Good morning, Georgetown. My name is Leslie Telleria. I'm a junior in the college studying Spanish with English and Portuguese minors, and this semester I'm in Cochabamba, Bolivia through the School for International Training program. So the programs that I'm doing focuses on the topics of multiculturalism, social change, and globalization, especially as they pertain to indigenous communities of Bolivia. And there's no better place to study that than Bolivia, given that it's the first country in Latin America to have an indigenous president.
My name is Heidi Bear Postigo. I'm the academic director of the SIT Study Abroad program in Bolivia. Our program is, as all SIT programs are, based on field-based learning. So all of the academic pieces that we study, and we have a heavy emphasis on decolonization, looking at social change in Bolivia. Especially in recent years, Bolivia has the first indigenous president in Latin America, and there's been a lot of social changes over the last couple of decades. So students look at these issues through a lot of different lenses in the classroom and out of the classroom. We have all students live with host families. We live with families in the city while we're in Cochabamba. We do a lot of our classes on excursion, and students have homestay experiences in rural areas with families on Lake Titicaca, in the Altiplano, and also in the Amazon Basin region of Bolivia. And so a lot of what students are learning about the culture and about the politics and about things that are...
A huge aspect of this program has been staying with homestay families, and for me personally it's been really rewarding so far to not only be able to practice my Spanish and discuss some of the topics we're learning about with my family as they've lived through a lot of these experiences, but to also really connect to them and learn more about Bolivian culture from Bolivian people themselves.
Hi, I'm Ruby and I go to Northwestern University and I study sociology. I chose to study abroad in Bolivia in particular because most students at my university who choose to study abroad in a Spanish-speaking country choose Spain or Argentina, which are majority white countries. And so I felt like there's this whole other aspect to studying Spanish in Latin America that was being missed out on, and I really feel like I'm getting the opportunity to learn about race and ethnicity in this majority indigenous country.
Hi, my name is Charlie. I go to McAllister College in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I chose this program, SIT Bolivia, because it has really structured programs. For instance, we visited Los Mastis, who are a band in Bolivia that's very famous, and we had a whole private concert, and this program has a lot of contacts, like very high up contacts, and that's really cool. And it's also really refreshing to be talking about decolonization, especially as we are a majority white group, all from the United States, of 20-year-olds who have a lot of privileges and a lot of wealth in the poorest country in South America, Bolivia. So it's really cool to be talking about decolonization, both self-decolonization and external, more systematic decolonization as well.
So I would say that it feels like we're in class a lot more than I would be at Georgetown, but that's only because for the last month of the semester we do a research project that is completely independent and on whatever topic that we choose. And the reason that it feels like we're in class a lot longer is because we also have a lot of excursions throughout the program, and that allows us to really take in the information through experience. But then that also leaves us with a lot more class time in the front end. So it's kind of a give or take situation, but I think it's completely worth it. I think the excursions have been amazing, and it's something that I never would have been able to experience at Georgetown. So as I mentioned, we haven't really started our personal investigation projects yet, but I would say that from the excursions and from the visits that we've experienced so far, it's been very apparent the sense of community that Bolivians feel. And with every organization and with every union that we've visited, there has definitely been a real solid sense of community that I haven't seen anywhere else. And especially in terms of this idea of reciprocidad or reciprocity in English, that you are indebted to someone else from their act of kindness, and in return you give them your own act of kindness. And I think it's a really beautiful way of thinking. And so that's something that I'm going to try to challenge myself to do in terms of my own investigation, because I know that for a lot of researchers it can seem like it's only really us that are benefiting from the research, but I hope that my investigation can also benefit the communities that I'll be researching as well.